Hey, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Wahab Kakadash, and double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone, and to the bishops and elders in Connecticut, right, and to the high priest that taught our apostles, and to the brothers that's out there putting their lives on line, teaching this truth. And I'm going to do a lesson going into a video I seen earlier with the apostle Ramlab and the elder brother out there in D.C., Baltimore, Prashai, right? And they was touching on Sirach, you know, known as Ecclesiastes, the 11th chapter. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to kind of like touch on it, all right? And it reads Sirach 11 and 1, known as Ecclesiastes. And it reads, wisdom lifteth up the head of him that is of low degree, and making him to sit among great men, right? Because the lonely, the meek man, Yahweh Shema Shai gonna give that knowledge to, the wisdom to, so that way he'll be amongst, other men that have this wisdom and knowledge, and truth, great men, you know, uh, be around like-minded men, okay? Verse 2, commend not a man for his beauty, neither abhor a man for his outward appearance, right? So, not looking at a man's outward, appearance. You want to look on to his heart, what's on his spirit, what his spirit's like, And that was an example in Samuel, the 16th chapter, 1 Samuel, the 16th chapter. You don't, you know, Yahweh told him, let's get it, let's just get it. Let's get it right quick. 1 Samuel 16 and 7. But Yahweh said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance, right? Because Samuel was looking for a king for Israel, and he saw his brothers, King David's brothers first, and they was, strong, tall, but Yahweh wasn't looking for that. So let's read. Let's continue to read. Look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him, right? For Yahweh Shema Shai see it not as man see it. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but Yahweh looketh on the heart, right? And that's the point. And now looking at how you look, is what your spirit is, you know. And granted, you have to be an Israelite, the stock of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, just to, get that straight, because you're going to have simple people out there. Well, everybody know just the stock of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But yeah, let's continue. Back in Sirach 11 and 3. The bee is little among such as fly, but her fruit is the chief of sweet things. Yeah, because, the bee, it seems like it's nothing, but hey, it produces honey, you know. And I seen a video too some months ago that some certain bees, they give out certain fragrances, smells too. So yeah, man, the bee is little among such as fly, but her fruit is the chief of sweet things. Going into the Israelite man, a humble man, you know, might seem small in the eyes of the world, but his works and wisdom are precious. Okay, Okay, so let's get next verse, verse 4. Boast not of thy clothing and raiment, and exalt not thyself in the day of honor. For the works of Yahweh Shai are wonderful, and his works among men are hidden. So yeah, man, don't boast yourself among material things and temporary honor of this world. Yeah, Yahweh Shai got something great, you know, to come. You know, when we get the kingdom. So yeah, man. Verse 5, Sirach 11:5. Many kings have sat down upon the ground, right? Yeah, most powerful men have fallen. That's what it's pretty much saying. And one that was never thought of have won the crown, right? That's gonna be the lonely men, the meek men, the men of the elect of Israel, man. Soon to come. Those gonna be the men that's gonna wear that crown pretty soon. Okay? They're gonna be exalted in that day. You know, going into second Esdras, the second chapter, 43 on down. When Yahweh Shah crowns those men, if they hold on to this truth, I'm gonna read it again. Many kings have sat down upon the ground, and one that was never thought of have won the crown. So yeah, man. Yeah, so those that's gonna, the world don't, look as low or as nothing. They're gonna be the ones that's gonna be exalted in that day. You know, the elect men. And verse 6, Sirach 11:6. Many mighty men have been greatly disgraced, and the honorable delivered into other men's hands. You know, so the ones that's who trust in the pride, and they power in their own way gonna be brought down low. Okay, so hey, pretty much the men that you don't think is gonna be on top, they're gonna be on top through Yahweh Shai, man. Hey, hope I'm in that number like I always say. So, yeah, man, just gotta keep enduring. Because at the end of the day, we really want a world of righteousness. You know, that's the main thing. Then we get them crowns and we'll be in rulership with Yahweh Shai, man. So hey, I hope this has been edifying and to the point. Until next time, I'm gonna give all praises due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Wahab Kakadash. Until next time, Shalom.